Good evening, folks. Welcome to another stream by GirlScript presents GirlScript Summer of Code 2022, powered by Moralis, IPFS Filecoin, and Mentro. Today, we'll be learning to build an NFT marketplace on stream hosted by Moralis. We have a very special guest with us today, Yosef, who is a full stack blockchain developer, head of community engineers at Moralis Web3, and an YouTube content creator. And we also have Shiv here. Shiv will be taking over now. Shiv,
Hey,
you there?
hey everyone. So, welcome to the live stream. So, today we are going to build NFT Marketplace on Moralis. This will basically help you to know a walkthrough how you could integrate our API and how you could use our whole SaaS product. So, Joseph is head of community engineer, as a host told you, right? And he's very active in the community, and he'll be the one who will be taking you through this tutorial. And feel free to jump in Moralis Discord. I'll make sure that host drops the link in the chat. So while you're building, if you face any problem, feel free to tag us and we'll be happy to help you there. And also, if you're building any project on Moralis, we'd love to know about it. So yeah, feel free to jump in and we can have a great chat. And without any further ado, I'll like to invite Yosef, who will be taking over the stream, and he'll be helping you. He'll be taking you guys to the path, right?
Great,
Great,
thanks.
thanks.
Thanks,
Hello,
Joseph.
Yosef. Also, guys, if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat box. I and she will be taking care of it. I'll be asking Yosef if we find any questions, and we'll also be dropping, Shiv just said, we'll be dropping Morales Discord and also Yosef's link tree in the chat box. All right, then, Yosef, the stage is all yours. I'll
Cool,
move.
thank you, guys. So, yeah, hey guys, thank you so much for joining the workshop. So basically, uh, let me tell you something about Moralis. Basically, Moralis is a Web3 development platform that provides you a set of tools which comprise of SDK, APIs, speedy nodes, and we also provide some tools for the front end such as Ethereum boilerplates and Web3 UI Kit to help you build Web3 dApps more easily and faster, more efficiently. And one of the reasons why we do this is because building good dApps are essentially very difficult. And essentially, what good dApps mean usually means like um, multi wallet authentication support, multi chain support, multi platform support, and then maybe like token support as well, which includes like fungible tokens such as ERC20 tokens and NFT, which includes ERC721 or ERC1155, and a bunch of other integrations which with other protocols such as Fiat on ramp, DEXs, Marketplace, API, and etc. And basically, if you're building a dApp in this moment, you know there's a lot of competition. Everyone's innovating new stuff, and you definitely like need speed on your side in order to grow really fast. Otherwise, you'll be crushed by the competition. And in this case, if you're competing with giants such as Uniswap, Aave, or Compound, and many other big dApps that already established, it's really difficult to compete with them just by doing everything from scratch because like they have like a lot of resources and also a lot of development experience that basically like new founders cannot compete with at the same level. And this is because as you guys can see, like web3 dApps usually doesn't just comprise of front end and smart contracts. They also have a huge backend behind them, which, believe it or not, and usually this is used to maybe store off-chain data, but also sometimes used to index a bunch of blockchain data to be displayed on the front end. And this includes maybe like pricing data, and then maybe smart contracts event data. And this requires a bunch of stacks that you need to build from scratch if you're gonna do it by yourself. And definitely like a lot of companies are dedicating individually for each of these components to be built out, and that takes a lot of times and a lot of years to build out. And not to mention, for the front end you also need a bunch of tools, and sometimes they're like segregated from each other, and this could be like such a hindrance, especially for beginner developers. And this could include Web3.js, Ether.js, Web3 model, use dApp, and then like there's a bunch of other libraries as well. And basically a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to build if you're going to start from scratch building your application. And this is where we don't like it. And like because this is basically reinventing the wheel. All dapps require this kind of stuff. Like, why should you build your backend over and over again, build the same front end over and over again when they need basically some similar UIs to show address, or maybe like connect button and etc. Maybe display token balances, NFT balance. So in this case, this is where Moralis come in to replace all this backend and front end, so that we will handle everything behind you, and you basically just can focus on the core functionality of your application, build smart contracts, and connect them to your front end very easily. This way, it will cut almost 90% of your development time and also cost in the business term. And one example that I can give you is how Moralis can simplify your life is basically this is an example of how you can authenticate with MetaMask. And as you guys can see, it's a bunch of lines, and probably for beginner developers, it's something confusing and probably they don't understand. Uh, and definitely like not developer friendly at all. But this is it, this is just for MetaMask and not including other wallets, and it might take a lot of time for beginner developers to figure out. uh, but it's not necessarily it's really difficult to understand this. That's why, like, for a lot of developers, this does not sparks joy in their mind, you know. But using Moralis, basically, this will simplify their life. And with just one line of code right here, which is await Moralis.authenticate, they can connect with MetaMask with just one line of code. And in just a few seconds, basically, they can have MetaMask integrated within their dApps that easily. And it's not just MetaMask, because as I mentioned, like, one of the elements of good dApp is that it needs multi wallet authentication support. And this another type of wallet that's very popular is Wallet Connect. And this is actually a kind of protocol which comprise of like hundreds of wallet, probably you guys know, such as Trust Wallet, crypto.com DeFi Wallet, Argent Wallet, and etc. And to do that, basically, you don't need to do additional many stuff to add. Basically, just the same await Moralis.authenticate right here, and you just need to add provider Wallet Connect, and that's done. Once you add this, basically, when user click the button, then the Wallet Connect pop-up will immediately appear, and your integration with Wallet Connect is uh, done. Just simple as that. And other than wallet authentication, of course, like, you're gonna need other advanced functionality, and this will include getting user asset. For example, of course, there's uh, other functionality as well, but this is where the heavy lifting comes in, because you basically need a full-fledged backend to index the data from the blockchain. And this could include native token fetching native token balance from a certain user, ERC20 balance, and NFT balance. And with just this one line of code, which is a Web3 API, basically you'll be able to fetch this from the blockchain instantly within your application, and you don't need to spend any time to figure out everything else, because we already handle all those stuff. And to demonstrate how easy it is to use Moralis to build an application, in this case, I'll demonstrate how to build a very simple NFT marketplace using Moralis. And the basic outline right here is we're gonna construct ERC721 NFT smart contract, and then we're going to go through the marketplace smart contract. And then, of course, once we have those, we're going to deploy them into the Polygon Mumbai test network. And once we have those, we're going to start integrating our front end with Moralis. And then uh, after that, we're going to use the event sync functionality to index the blockchain and track the NFT transactions that's occurring through the marketplace smart contract itself, and I'm going to show you later how it's done and how it looks like. And finally, we're going to host the website into the Moralis server. Basically, Moralis can be used to host your website or your application, just like any other hosting service there is. So we provide a full-fledged end-to-end solution for you to build Web3 dApps very easily. And yeah, so without further ado, let me just start the demo. So first thing first, here's the GitHub repo of the NFT Marketplace tutorial. So we're not going to be starting mostly from scratch. So here you can clone the repository. I probably can post the link down into the chat here, just in case. And then uh, here, once you clone the repository, basically, then the next thing is that you're gonna have a bunch of these files right here, which looks terrifying at first, but actually, like, it will be pretty simple because there are just a few key folders and files that we need to look into. And as you guys can see, let me explain a bit. Here there are two projects. The first one is uh, in here, and the one in SRC is a React project, which will be our front end. And then uh, in in the second folder right here, which is the truffle folder, is going to be our truffle project where our smart contracts live. So as I mentioned, first we're going to explore how we are going to construct this uh, the NFT the NFT smart contract first. And as you guys can see here, I'm using OpenZeppelin uh, to construct our ERC721 smart contract, and it's actually a very simple one. So here, basically, this inherits everything that ERC721 standard has, and then I'm going to define the base URI as this IPFS URL right here. And then when it's initializing, when it's getting deployed, basically I'm going to mint a bunch of these tokens into our one of our address right here, which is like my MetaMask address. Yeah, so like this second address right here. So basically, this is the whole NFT smart contract right there. And second smart contract that we're going to look after is going to be the marketplace smart contract. And I'm going to go briefly right here into it, but uh, basically there's going to be two functions right here. The first one is going to be the create market item, which is essentially a function for you to create for the user to create a buy order on an NFT. Basically, when they want to list the NFT on the marketplace for someone to buy. And on the other hand, this is the create market sale, which is used to allow user to buy an NFT that is listed on the smart contract. So these are the two major functions that we're going to use, and each of these functions are going to emit an event which we're going to track one of it. And this is going to be the market item created for the create market item, and the market item sold for the create market sale. And as I mentioned, like, this is going to be something we're track using the event sync on the later part of the tutorial. And once we have this, basically, we can deploy the smart contract. And to do that very easily, we can, like, let me go to the truffle folder first. And then, of course, before deploying, we need to compile the smart contract. So to do that, uh, we're going to compile that. And it's going to take a while, but actually I already have it, so I don't necessarily need it. It's going to be somewhere right here, as you guys can see. And once that's done, I can deploy the smart contract like this: truffle migrate network, and then Polygon Mumbai, as I remember. Yeah. And then I'm going to just make sure reset, so it starts everything from the beginning of the migration folder right here. So there you go. It's gonna take a bit of time right there. So while we're waiting for that, let's start creating our Moralis server so that we can integrate our front end with our Moralis backend that we mentioned right there. So to do that, basically, it's just very easy. Go to moralis.io, which is our proprietary website, and then click Start for Free, which is going to redirect us to our admin dashboard. If you haven't have any account yet, you definitely need to create one, but I already have one. So here I just need to start by creating a server. And in here, I'm going to create a testnet server in this case, and I can name my uh, Moralis instance into anything I want. So in this case, NFT Marketplace server if I wanna, and then I can select the region anywhere I want. In this case, like the nearest one for me is Singapore. And then after that, we can select all the chains that we want the server to support. This is basically used to index the blockchain data. So in this case, like I'm just gonna choose Polygon Mumbai. Of course, like with Moralis, everything is cross-chain. So whenever like a new chain is supported, you can definitely like click on one of it, and everything will be integrated very seamlessly on your application. So yeah, once that's done, just add instance. I already have one server for this demo, so this one demo server. So once it's created, basically the only information that I need are application ID and server URL. So these are going to the environment variables. So let's check that out really quickly. Oops. So it fails in the middle, but it's not like because something error. It's just probably some kind of like connection issue sometimes, but it's all right. So in here, basically, as I mentioned, there's two projects, so React project and also the Truffle project right here. So there's going to be two environment variable files. So this one for the React one, and this one is going to be the Truffle projects one. So in this case, we just need to add the env example right here. So here, as you guys can see, it requires the application ID and the server URL. So I just need to copy this, and then I'll create a .env file and paste those information right here. And these are not particularly sensitive. So even if I expose it like this, it doesn't really matter because these are actually public information. The one that we need to be careful about when using Moralis is the master key right here, because basically using a master key, anyone that has it can bypass all the permissions that is in place with Moralis, and technically people can hack the system in that way. So in this case, like just yeah, application ID and server URL, and you're done for the .env file right here. For the truffle file, basically like we already sort of done it before, but what you need before deploying just now actually is the Moralis PD nodes key and the REST API key. And in here, the speedy nodes key is going to be found right here, which is like some kind of key in between the speedy nodes Moralis and that, and this one as well. And the Web3 API key can be easily get from here, the copy API key, and click on default, and it will copy the API key for the Web3 API into your computer, and then you can paste it right here. But once that's done, basically, we have our environment variable, especially for the front end, because like we're going to focus on the front end right now. So to integrate with Moralis, basically it's very easy. So in here, open your src folder and go to index.js. And right in here, we're going to wrap uh, our application element right here, which is like the app.jsx from here, with a provider, with a context provider, a React context. So in here, it's named Moralis provider, and it can be imported from the React Moralis library. And as I mentioned before, we need two information right here. So app ID is going to take the environment variable from the React App Moralis application ID and the server URL correspondingly with the React App Moralis server URL right there. So once we have those, then technically we have successfully integrated with Moralis into our application. And in order to do this, we can test it really quickly. So I'll explore the truffle part again right there because we need the smart contract address. So here I can yarn start to start my application. Just take a few moments. It should be really quick to start the application right here. But in the meanwhile, I guess because we it's gonna be a bit waiting. So here, as you guys can see, we have successfully deployed the NFT contract and also the oops, my bad. So I'm going to close this first. Okay. Sorry about that. So here, as you guys can see, for the NFT address, we have this contract address right here. Basically, if we search it in Polygon scan, we can find uh, that NFT right there. And the second one is going to be our marketplace contract, which is going to be here. And we're basically going to include both of this address into our front end so that we can use Moralis to interact with them right after this. So as you guys can see, our Moralis application has started right there. And in here, there's nothing much right now. So that's why right now we'll just start by authenticating. This way we can be sure that Moralis is connected. And as you guys can see, this is how we authenticate using MetaMask. And there you go with Moralis. Basically, it's very easy and you get the address, you get the balance, you get the chain connected and everything else included within the SDK. So once that's done, basically, uh, again, we need the address right there. So there's some place we need to include the address in. So first thing is the marketplace. So we're going to include the NFT. I'm particularly need the NFT right there. And I'm going to include it into the this address right here. So I'm just going to paste it and save it. It's going to re-render everything because I can refresh it right here. And once we open it, basically it will fetch all the NFT that we just deployed right there in Polygon Mumbai. So here you go. There's 5 as we have just now. As you remember, like in the constructor right here, we minted like the ID, the NFT with ID 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in here, very similarly, we have 1, 2, 0, 3, 4. It's not in order, but it's definitely there basically. So great, we have that. And then the when we open this collection right here, it should fetch all the NFT that we have. Now in here, it's let me see right here. Oh, this is my first account. So I just need to switch to this account right here to connect it again. And let me refresh it again and hopefully it can fetch the NFT balance for this one. So just a moment. There you go. So yeah, actually like there are a bunch of like other NFTs that I deployed the same as well, but this one is going to be 0xC1D7A. So basically this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are the NFT smart contract that we just deployed. And using Moralis, we can fetch this balance very easily. So yeah, once we have those, basically the only thing we need is the event sync. And also I almost forgot to mention, but we need to interact with the smart contract to create the market item and create the market sale that we have from the marketplace smart contract by calling it using the Moralis function included in the SDK, and I will show you in a moment. For the event sync, it's very easy to implement. Basically, we need to go back to the Moralis admin dashboard, go back to the server sections, and here we went back to our demo server right here that's used for this demo, and we just need to go to this view details and then sync, and then right here we're going to add a new sync right here. So we're going to sync watch contract events. Okay, right there. Hey, this is Ethereum Rankaby. Okay, there's something wrong about that, I think, because we need the one from Mumbai. So let me hang on a sec and add Polygon Mumbai really quickly because we need it. And then it's gonna add Polygon Mumbai in a few seconds. But once we have that, basically we need to add the smart contract sync smart contract event right here and choose Polygon Mumbai. And then in here we can, I think, as I remember, we need to include the market item created. So let's just do that. So market item created, I'm just gonna copy this really quickly. Oops, it should be this one, market item created. And then for the topic, it's going to basically be, okay. About that. So the topic is going to be the market item created along with the type uh, of the input themselves. So in here, I don't need the semicolon. I just need the type. So in here, bool, and then price, which is UN256, and then the address. And then here is going to be address as well. And then UN256. No need the index, by the way. So, yep, delete this. Well, and almost there. There you go. Once we have that, oops, this is our topic basically. And the only thing we need is the ABI right there. And the ABI is going to be fetched from here, the contracts part, and then the marketplace. And then let's search for market item created. There you go. This is the ABI that we need. So technically, oh, it's just the first part. So we just need this one, this JSON, and copy this, put it right in here. And then the address of the marketplace, which in here we're going to need in here. Oh, I think like I'm just gonna use the uh, the other, the one that I used before, which is this one, to make it easy, the NFT Marketplace. So there you go. And then once that's done, basically these are the required fields to enter, and also I guess the table name. So in here I'm just going to name it market item created, and I'm going to confirm. And in a few moments, basically that's how the event sync is added. And there you go, very quick. Everything's added. Of course, to sync the information right there, it's gonna take some time, but we can check in the dashboard. There should be like a new table which is called market item created, and basically our backend will sync all the event result uh, from the blockchain and input it real time into our database right here. There you go. So like seems like it's inputting everything, so still take some time, but it's okay. So uh, once we once we have that, then we first close this, and then uh, it should be fetched through the database through the sections right here. Of course, right now, like everything's still empty right there, so it's gonna take some time, but we'll see that again later. Hopefully it works. So right now, the only functionality that we need to include is in this one. The first one is to list the NFT for sale right here in this click of button, and the second one is to have the sale functionality in this one right here, which is basically to buy the NFT. So in here, going back to our VS Code, there are only two important components that we need to look into. The first one is the NFT balance, which is basically where this collections tab is rendered. And in this case, we're gonna implement the create market item right here using the hook called use web3 execute function from Moralis. And this hook is basically used to call any smart contract function. Either it's a write operation or read operation. You can get it using this hook right here. So here there are a bunch of functions. So first one is fetch, is fetching, and is loading. So here, as you guys can see, so for create market item, the function is going to be create market item. The ABI itself is going to be fetched from the marketplace ABI, which is going to be fetched from the contracts folder right here, as you guys can see. And then in here, the contract address is going to be the NFT Marketplace address, which I have input as a uh, as a as a constant in another file right there. So and then the rest will be the parameters, which is basically like what we need to input based on the functions itself. And if we go back right here on the marketplace, we can see the create market item. We need NFT contract, token ID, and price parameters to include into our uh, smart contract call right here. So the NFT contract is basically the NFT address that we would like to interact with. We would like to list the NFT with. So in this case, we just need to use the NFT to send token address. This is actually uh, a React state uh, the where we store the NFT address that we chose to list. And then in this case, the token ID is going to be based on NFT to send as well. But in this case, it's going to take the token underscore ID for the token ID. And then the price itself is going to be any price that the user wants to list it for. So in this case, like it's going to be the native balance. So that's basically the create market item. Of course, like when we're using this create market item, like we're going to be transferring the ERC721 token from the user wallet to the marketplace contract right there. And in order to do that, we basically need to allow to give permission to the marketplace smart contract to take the NFT on our behalf. And to do that, we need to set an approval for our NFT that we're going to list. And in this case, we're going to call the set approval for all function, which is a function to approve the transfer. And this is the name of the function is standardized in the EIP 721 standard. So basically, every ERC 721 NFT token will have this function right here, and we're going to specify the contract address as the token address of that NFT we're going to interact with. The ABI is going to be the ERC 721 ABI, and the parameters is going to be there's two. So the operator is the one who we're going to give permission with. In this case, it's going to be the NFT marketplace address. And the second one is going to be whether we want to approve it or not. So in this case, we're going to use it for true. If we don't set it to true and instead false, when we run this create market item, basically it will fail and it will still cause us gas, and basically like we won't be able to list our NFT into the marketplace right there. So just really quickly right here, I'm going to sell the NFT. In this case, I'm going to put it for zero point 0.1 matic, because like we're on the Polygon Mumbai, so it's in matic. And first thing first, we need to approve the smart contract. I mean the NFT itself. So here, minimize prom, and we just need to confirm, and there you go, success approved. Very quick because it's using Polygon Mumbai. And then once that's done, we just need to list our NFT right there. And my transaction still seems pending just now, but it's okay. Now seems already gone through. So here I just need to confirm, and there you go. I just listed my NFT into the marketplace smart contract. So in this case, when I refresh, it should be like this one should be gone. So let's just do it really quickly right here. There you go. So the first one is gone, and it should be right now in the marketplace smart contract, which if we're going to try to go to the marketplace smart contract, we should be able to see in Polygon Mumbai. And the second thing we need to do, as I mentioned, is to create the market sale right there. So technically in here, it's going to take place somewhere right here, which by clicking this button. So to do that, it's very easy as well using Moralis, just the same, just basically doing the same thing over and over again. So in here, we're going to interact with the NFT Marketplace smart contract, and then the API going to use the Marketplace API. The function name is going to be the create market sale, and the parameters in this case is going to be the NFT contract, which is going to be stored in the NFT to buy state right here. And the item ID is going to be this get market item, which is going to be fetched from our create market item database just now right here. So there you go. Seems like it's synced very perfectly right now. So before we go before we go sell our NFT, I mean, before we try to buy our NFT, let's try to check out our transaction. Hopefully this time it get listed in a few seconds. Hopefully so. It's a bit strange, but anyway, like let's move on. But at the very least, like the event sync, it's there. Maybe like there's something missing that I forgot to include. But here's like where we want to see everything. So in this case, we just need to create the run the create market sale and run the parameters. And also in here, the MSG value is basically like how much matic we're going to send into the smart contract. And this is basically going to use to interchange the NFT and the matic, uh, so that basically there's a change of hand of assets. So the NFT goes to the buyer, and the matic will go to the seller that lists the NFT just now. So in this case, I could just easily do this. Oops. So seems like, this one should be on sale, I believe. So let me check really quickly. I think like this one, yeah. So, oh, this is probably not the right one, I guess. So this is like this one right here, the NFT market sale. So okay. So the NFT contract address. So there's a bit of strange thing here because this is not exactly the same NFT that we're looking for. But okay, how about like if we manually like put it here? So let me see. So NFT to buy. It's a bit all right. So basically, like, let me maybe like just buy it manually in some ways because like there's something wrong right here. Somehow it's not putting the right NFT. So, but there's no button right here. So yeah. Okay, so just really quickly, NFT sale. There you go. So here, let me just put this aside first. Oops. Okay. And then, oh, hang on. Uh, no, that seems right. Yeah, this is the test mages just now. So, okay. And then I'm going to input this manually, just for this moment. So this is going to be the marketplace data just now, and the NFT to buy is going to be so get market item and then the token address and token ID. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to input this as token underscore address. Oops. And then token ID, which is gonna be one as I remember. And technically, I'm just gonna copy this again. I think like that's what we need. And input it right there. So my bad. So save this again and it's going to re-render. And then we're going to refresh this. Hopefully it works. Just a bit of modification right there. So entering again in here in test mages. So we're going to buy the NFT OS. So there's like something right here. The NFT is currently not for sale. Something is not running quite right. Actually, hang on a sec. Let me try to run it again because seems like actually it's not rendering quite right. So, mhm. So this is just the uh, final one right there. So hopefully things are correct. At the very least, it's even syncing right here. So should be the item ID. It should be 10. Okay. Oh. Okay. So something. So maybe if I. Okay. So at least there's some change. So here. So not for sure. Okay, right there. Seems like there's like might be something wrong with the UI right here that I'm not really sure what is that, because things were working, but basically like when you click this function right here, Moralis should be handling this create market sale right here, and everything should be working fine. Not really sure what's happening on my application right now, but yeah, that's about it, I guess. Like so sorry for the mistake right here, but yeah, assuming this is working, basically then we can host this application into Moralis. So in this case we can uh, using the Moralis admin CLI right here, Moralis admin CLI, which we need to uh, install using npm. So in here there's a bunch of functions we can use, and in this case we're going to use the deploy right here. So in this case, we're just going to Moralis admin CLI deploy. Oops. So yeah, we need to instead of here, we need to be using the build version inside of there. So going inside the build folder first, and then Moralis admin deploy. There you go, because this is where the index.html exists. So once that's done, basically we can use the Moralis admin CLI right here, and then copies some parameter. The first one is going to be the CLI API key, and then paste it right here, and then the API secret. And then the last one, we just need to choose the server we wanna. And as you guys can see, we have 3 server based on what we have right here. And we just need to choose the last one right here based on the number. So this is gonna be 2. And in a few seconds, basically, it's going to deploy our application to the Moralis server, and we'll be able to access it through a link will be given in the terminal right here. So yeah, just wait a few seconds right there. Okay, there you go. And then we can just click this. And we have our application right here. And of course, we can authenticate as before and use the application as we want before, but this one is for production, and that's it. Yeah, it asked me to sign. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's it for the tutorial. Thank you so much for participating. And yeah, any questions are welcome right now. So yeah.
Um, uh, okay, so we have some questions, taking them from the top. Firstly, someone
Mhm.
asked to paste the truffle commands. So, all right, like I already gave the repo link. I'll also be giving you the Ethereum boilerplate link that I myself use when I develop with Moralis. Um,
Mhm.
okay. Yep. Next up, okay, do you know how to make money on these transactions, marketplace transactions with providers such as Open?
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, possibly. I mean, like to be honest, I mean that's how marketplace do. So like, probably like while they're exchanging like the asset, they take some fees into like their own multisig or somewhere else. Basically, OpenSea, Rarible, all those marketplace do those kind of thing. You know, just like usual marketplace take portion of fee. Hmm.
So next up, this is the last one, I guess. Can you suggest resources to learn the real code stuff to build the NFT marketplace? What Moralis does behind the scenes? So there is so many resources available. There is the Moralis Academy channel. There they have so many free resources. There, if you join the Discord server, I'll post the link once again. If you join the Discord server, they have resources there as well. But yes, you can take over yourself if you have any resources you want to
Absolutely.
share. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you have any resources you want to share or something like you want to say something about that?
On
Uh,
Well, I mean, you already mentioned those, so I think like yeah, it's a good start. If you really wanna see something like more real, definitely like go to like OpenSea or Rarible. Like those are the two biggest ones. Like their smart contract, but technically, in some ways, marketplace they do the same thing, but their implementation could be different depending on which protocol it is. But uh, yeah, basically like so if you want something more advanced and more production ready, definitely check out like OpenSea or Rarible GitHub repository. They'll be much better for sure.
yes, and like I already follow, Ivan's streams and Yosef's stream as well. You can go. He's a YouTube content creator. You can go see his videos as well. There are plenty of resources in the Moralis channel as well. If you want to, learn actually how Moralis works backend, in the scene behind the scenes, and that's about it. Like for the questions, any more questions you have, guys? I'll be quickly dropping Yosef's link tree here, so you can go
Mhm.
follow him.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks.
Yep. So, any more questions, guys? If not, we can wrap up the session. So, this has been a really insightful session, Yosef. Thanks for
Hmm.
joining and thanks for your time. So, thank you, Morales, for this awesome stream. And we'll be ending this now then. Okay, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you.